live? I don't know. So I'm just going to start. So I'm pulling a collective reading for the energies because there's a lot going on. And I had 4 cards fly out. Hey! Welcome to the stream. I'm doing a collective card read. So I have 3 cards that flew out. Well, 4 in total, but 3 main ones. So we have Starseed, Energetic Shield, and Inner Alchemy were the first 3 cards that came out. So I'm doing basically a collective reading for the collective energies. So what I've been getting is that there's a lot of Starseeds right now who have been kind of pulled into this essence of, I almost like want to call it like a hermit chamber where you're kind of like hermiting, and it's because you're doing a lot energetically right now, a lot of like inner alchemy, yes, always like a lot of inner transformation, but also you're receiving a lot of activations at this time from your star family, from your star systems, from your star worlds, from your higher dimensions. And remember that you're coexisting on many of them. Hello, at many different times. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing a collective reading. So you're receiving a lot of these energies at, hello, many different times on many different timelines and many different frames and fractals of reality and also not reality. Hey Drew. Hello Teresa, welcome. So you're receiving a lot at this time. For example, like I received a very strong activation the other night to where I was just kind of like laying there. I was listening to a lot of you, what can help with these activations actually, like that will help you kind of like ease into them because they can be a lot. And if you're still awake when they happen, it can be quite overwhelming, but they usually do happen at night. It's kind of like when you, I don't know, you update your phone or whatever and you set it to charge and it starts like, you know, downloading the update at night. That's kind of like what we're doing, I guess, is like what they're telling me is like we're upgrading, we're up leveling, but it's happening at night. And it's like these activations are really intense. So what can kind of ease you into that is listening to something that you're drawn to frequency wise, sound, meditation, binaural beats, whatever it is. Like I was just kind of drawn, it might be random even. It might just be something random that you fall asleep listening to, okay? It doesn't have to be any of the things that I mentioned, just kind of like whatever works and whatever helps you like relax and fall asleep. Because I myself, like, I tend to listen to, you know, like a lot of different, anything really, anything that I'm drawn to at that moment in time, I just kind of trust it. And if it's like a person or like a live stream, like I get drawn to live streams a lot. I must do some sort of like transmutational work or something in my sleep through the people that enter the live streams and stuff. And I'm not like worried about it either, like, because I've done this many times, but like it helps to calm me. And especially like I have certain readers that I'll watch that I trust that like just resonate with me and my frequency. I don't know if it's because they come from the same star systems or like whatever the case may be, but I will fall asleep listening to them and that really helps me. But anyways, the other night I was listening, I was actually drawn to like a completely different thing. and it was like frequency music, but it was like really mermaidy. And then like without intending to be, like it wasn't even like titled mermaid anything. It just sounded like that. And it resonated with me. And so I kind of like fell into this like, you know, like the step before sleep where you're like, your mind is very, very vivid and it's seeing like all the different visions and colors and like everything, and just kind of goes off and does its own thing. Well, I was receiving very vivid, almost like memories of being a mermaid in a higher dimensional form, like, because I was like, and so I was having those visions, but they were like really, really intense for me, and almost like there was a lot of like, I could tell that they came with like a lot of I'm trying to find the best words to describe this, but like emotional stuff, because like it literally felt like I was there in that moment, but I knew in my mind that they were memories, if that makes sense, whether they be future, because they can still be future memories. Memories work in like a multitude of ways outside of the way that you conceive them as a definition. So anyways, so I was receiving those memories, and then I kind of just like went with it. And like throughout that whole night, I kept receiving like vibrations throughout like my whole entire body, just at like different times. And like it was like so intense, these activations, to the point where like it was waking me up throughout the night, like because I was feeling them so intensely. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And I've had that happen before. Like it's not like that's the only time that's happened, but like I just know what it is when it's happening. And it does very much so feel like sound running through your body, but it feels like that. It's trying to describe it. It's like really, it's different for everyone too. So if like you don't receive activations that way, that's fine too, like obviously, but that's just kind of what happened to me. So I'm getting like, a lot of you are receiving these activations because I'm getting like you're developing, you're growing, and you're like up leveling in consciousness. But not only that, you're like energetic expressions is what I'm hearing. Like your energetic expressions. So whether that's like healing, whatever the work is that you do, whether you're aware of it or not, because we all do some sort of like, you can title it spiritual, but it's like a higher consciousness, a higher self work that we're doing through all the time. It doesn't stop when you go to sleep, apparently. I always thought it stopped when you go to sleep, but I've been told, well, I received a message during a reading that I'm a dream walker. So like I will show up in people's dreams, and people, even complete strangers, will message me all the time like, hey, you were in my dreams last night, this is what happened, and you know, like I don't have any recollection of it at all. Like I never remember those specific dreams, which is kind of funny, you know, like I would actually really like to remember those. So maybe I'll set the intention, and maybe my guides will allow me to. I don't know if that breaks some code of ethics or something, but anywho, yeah, so our work, it never stops. It's eternal, just as we are. And I'm getting like these activations that we've been receiving from the stars or from our light family, or just in frequency form, are just an example of basically the growth and the up leveling of what we're going through right now. So a lot of us are being expanded, okay? Like expanded, like extremely. And so you could be feeling this a lot, especially this week. And it's interesting because it didn't happen to me on the 777 portal. Like I did feel like a huge influx of like higher frequencies on that day. Like I just felt happier on that day than normal, like than I usually do. So that I noted. I also like to write things down and date them in accordance to the day, because a lot of the times like it will coincide directly with numbers and sequences or different events that we're going through in the cosmos that like you might not even be aware of at the time, but they still happen. So yeah, it's really important to date those things and journal them out, just so that way you can have an understanding of who, what, when, and where, and why, and just kind of helps you understand like what you're going through, and helps you to become more comfortable with the activations that you'll be receiving moving forward. So I'm getting a lot of people, especially this week, have been receiving a lot of energetic frequencies and up levelings and expansion. Okay. And I'm getting a lot of people also have been learning their own ways and forms of like transmutation, like inner transmutation and that sort of work. And also it's branching out more. So you're going to be helping more and more people with this through you being able to do it yourself. So I'm getting like a lot of you were in some sort of form of a hermit mode or a seclusion for a very long time. And that was because you were coming to the next level, we could say, of your upgrades and what it is that you're going to be expressing soon. It's definitely like an up leveling is what I'm getting with your energetic expression. Now, a lot of these things don't even have to be spoken. And a lot of the things that I talk about, a lot of the times people don't understand, and that's okay too, because I basically do a lot of my work through my voice, which is why my voice has been so condemned throughout my life, has been oppressed, because that's where my power resides, is through my voice. So anytime I'm expressing, I am activating you. And anytime that I'm talking, even if the words don't necessarily make sense, I am activating you. And that's just how I work. It's also not only an activation, but it's also a healing, and it's also a transmutation that's taking place. And I've noticed this like more and more and more happening, not just like with me, but also like conversations that I've had with others. And not even through the validation of them telling me that it's occurred like after they speak to me, but it's just like a knowing of like directly what's happening and what I'm channeling and what I'm doing while it's happening. So I hope that makes sense. So a lot of you are expanding out right now. You are growing, you are up leveling. I'm hearing you're like really receiving very potent frequencies at this time. And so it is important to just acknowledge that and know that it's okay. So with this comes a very strong responsibility to understand that you're literally doing the most while you're here. And especially if you get attacked a lot. Like if you get attacked a lot by friends, family, even complete strangers, or you tend to trigger people a lot, it's because you are holding such a strong frequency that's here to literally obliterate everything due to poor connection. Okay, I'm back. I hope you guys can see me now. Can you guys hit a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me? Because my live stream just said it paused due to poor connection, but I have connection here, so I don't know. But hopefully it's recording me, because I'm gonna I'm also gonna upload this afterwards on my YouTube channel, because I felt like it was an important message collectively. So if you're watching this right now and or even in the future, whenever you'll be watching this, and you feel like you don't necessarily resonate with the term starseed, like that's okay too. Just know that you do hold a lot of galactic frequency within your essence, within your DNA. And it's not something that you even have to put a label on if you don't want to. But you've probably been receiving a lot of activations this week. And it could be in more subtle ways than the ways that I express, but it is something that is happening right now, and it's going to actually be happening more and more and more here soon, is what they're telling me. So get prepared, I guess, to experience that, and just know that like when it's happening, like there's nothing wrong with you. You're just receiving basically activations to up level you into this next level of where you're going to be able to I wouldn't even say like express yourself more, because like you kind of just express through your energetic essence, but your energetic essence, I would say, is up leveling. Okay, so yeah, I'm blabbing, and probably a lot of what I said, you know, didn't really make sense, but yeah, the rainbow body. So your light body is up leveling, Your soul is growing. You are shifting, okay? Shifting to the next level of where it is you are going next. So I'm going to pull a few more cards here. I'm also getting, I've been getting a lot of soul family messages as well. Yeah, your soul vessel is expanding, it's lighting up, it's growing, you're receiving a lot. Hey girl, you're receiving a lot, and it's very intense, okay? It ain't no joke, it ain't no joke. I like to always say that because it really isn't. Like, it's intense. Like my energy, I know my energy can be very like intense at times, but it's just because of the star system I come from. But I'm getting a lot of you are going to be connecting more and more with soul family. A lot of new friends, a lot of old friends, a lot of new people as well. I'm getting like, I heard the train, sorry, that's why I paused. I'm getting like a lot of soul family. Yeah, I'm getting like you all have it all together, like that you've worked together for lifetimes, and that it's just like coming to fruition now. And people, places, things can always like shift in and out of our realities depending on timelines that are chosen by our higher selves, which are our higher dimensional beings at that moment in time. But yeah, I'm getting that message a lot. Okay, so we have this is the blue flame. Wow. Okay, so what they're showing me with this card is like actually you standing in the center here, and like all of this, all these crystals outside of you are actually energetic beings. So like your guides, your you know, everyone's different with how they want to label these things. So I try to be careful with how I'm talking about it, but I am getting like your light being guides, okay? Like I am kind of blunt when I talk about this, but like it's like they're all around you right now, and it's like you've done this before, okay? So like a lot of what you're doing now does feel kind of scary, but you also have this like essence of familiarity with it. And I'm getting like your beings of light are standing all around you, and they just keep sending you activations, which is probably why I felt that the other night. But they are like, they know exactly what to send you at the exact right time too. So you have to trust that. Like when you're being drawn to do a certain thing, it's like you have to surrender, you know? Like I didn't want to go live right now. I did not want to go live. I'm like really tired, and I didn't want to go live, but they kept like pushing me to. And so I just kind of like was like, okay. And a lot of times, like the things that we maybe think we know best on how to do, like we don't always, like sometimes it takes a form of respect in the surrender that you're doing when it comes to the service that you're providing to the world. And so while like it can like very much so kick you out of your comfort zone and make you feel like, why the F are you doing this to me? It's also very sacred. So like acknowledging that it's sacred and also having respect with that, it's like a very important like symbiosis to like just be aware of while everything is happening. Yeah, Michael said it's like we've been here before. Yeah, and it's like even if like we've never like physically met face to face, it's like that's what the beauty of like, I know I always talk negatively. Hey Cosmic Oracles. I know I've always talked, Sabrina, I know I've always talked negatively about AI and artificial intelligence, and still I do stand by that. But there's also good things that have come from the internet, such as us being able to connect in the ways that we do. And like I was saying, like we may have never met physically face to face, but there's an energetic vibration of a frequency of a knowing, of familiarity, that we have done this before. And it's because we have many times. And of course, when we come here, we tend to forget, but we also remember at the same time. It's very like, you know, like I I was talking earlier about how I hate duality because I feel like by now that like our consciousness level, we have evolved beyond that because we have the understanding of it now. So there's no need for it to be here anymore. And I was having this conversation earlier with a friend that like neutrality is so important because we do want to not be affected either way by anything, whether that be positively or negatively. Now, is it bad if you do that? No, but you don't want to have to be affected either way, because I feel like neutrality is so important, and it helps you kind of like transmute more or like understand more, because I feel like as a consciousness we have gone through like the awakenings of the darker levels, like the darker frequencies, and now I feel like we are shifting into more of a knowing of why that was there and why we had to go through that. But I feel like collectively we have evolved beyond that. So that's why I offered that opinion earlier. But let me read this here. I feel that so much. I was thinking the same thing about you today. Whoa, I love that. What were you thinking about, Sabrina? Exactly, because I speak really fast sometimes when I speak, and they always planned the new evil. Yeah, but that early version made the world an actual utopia. Yeah. So like, hey Jan, how are you? Janet. So yeah, I feel like, you know, a lot of what they aimed to do, because they aimed it at the wrong crowd, which is us, I think they knew what they were up against, but I think they knew that they had no chance of winning whatsoever. It's raining, purity, cleansing. Yeah, so that's what we offer while we're here. Like, our energetic vibrations offer a transmutation of the whole. We're very strong transmuters, which is why we can handle the vibrations here. It's like, it can be overwhelming at times. And there are times where we feel like, okay, this is it. Like, I cannot fucking do this anymore. I cannot deal. I can't handle it. I am done. Like, take me up, take me away. Like, I need to get out of here. But there is like a sense of knowing like how many times throughout your life you have transmuted so much, and like how much you've gone through and been through, and like there is no way that you haven't done this before, because of the level and the multitude and the multi-dimensional ways that you go about transmuting everything that you do. So we are very strong transmuters while we're here, and a lot of the intentions that are thrown upon us do have the opposite effect, whereas to where they want it to lower our frequency. It's like, that's the thing. I feel like we've evolved beyond that because we've all done it to death, it feels like, right? Pre-2014 made the world realize the elite are tiny. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like we've definitely evolved beyond that. If any of you missed the beginning of this, I basically blabbed for 20 minutes talking about the same thing. But it was this card, and I'll just go over it really quick. Your beings of light are standing around you, and you're receiving a lot of activations this week. So they can be subtle, but they can also be very intense. So mine were like vibrations from head to toe one night this week. And it wasn't the Syrian activation portal, though I did notice an influx of energies that day. But so if you missed the beginning, that's basically, to sum it up, I had my mermaid visions come through. They're saying listen to anything at night that you resonate with, that you're drawn to, because it'll help you ease in the activations that you'll be receiving from your beings of light. And they are like up leveling you right now, and it's very uncomfortable. Like, so that's why I'm talking about listening to something at night might really benefit you and help ease the activations that either you have noticed or you haven't noticed. Like, if you haven't noticed them, that's okay. Like, a lot of you might be, you know, on different wavelengths of this. So it's not going to be exactly the same for everyone, of course, because nothing is exactly the same for everyone. But they want you to hold the faith. Okay. So I'm getting like a lot of people, yeah, received these activations, and it's like really intense right now, at least for me personally. Like, it's just been really intense, and it's like they keep wanting me to do these things that like I really just don't want to do. Like, I don't want to do them at all. Like, I am like full indigo child right now, like going and kicking and screaming and cussing against my Arcturian parents, being like, I don't fucking want to do this. Like, why me? You know? And but it's okay. There, like I said, there's a beauty in the surrender, and there's also an importance with the respect of what they are seeing you as suitable to do. And for all of you, it's going to be different things, okay? But a lot of you may have noticed this transition from what you used to do, and like you're moving into something maybe a little bit different. Or if it's something that you've been doing, it's going to be like expanded upon a little bit, and it could just like feel kind of weird, or like you're not ready to do it. But that's why they're prepping you for this. And I'm also getting a lot of people who were in a seclusion mode for a very long time because you were learning about how powerful you are through your own inner transmutational stuff. The sun's coming out. So yeah, the sun's coming in. There's more clarity coming. I get full vibrations. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you've been experiencing it too. So I get it from time to time, but it was like really prevalent this week. Yeah. Hey Ron, how are you? Yeah. So thank you guys for coming in. Okay, let's pull another card. Let's just see what else. And I do tend to talk a lot. Like I do tend to blab a lot, but I was speaking earlier how I do activate with my voice. So even if you aren't understanding what I'm talking about, at the moment that you stumble upon my videos, there are activations through my voice that you're needing to receive at that moment in time, they're saying. So, I don't know. That's just what they want me to say. So I'm saying it. They have me say a lot of weird things that I don't want to say, but I also do want to say them at the same time, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it in the first place. So it's just me kind of being a stubborn brat. Willpower. Okay, you work the same way. Yeah. Willpower. So yeah, God, are you guys tired? Because I am exhausted. I am, yeah, full on blabbermouth. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I am extremely exhausted, but I still have this inside of me. It's 10:23. Janet. Okay, so my friend Janet, who's in here, she's amazing. You guys should all go follow her. She does amazing healing Reiki, and she also does a lot of grid work. But she is very intelligent, and she stumbled upon the 10:23, which is actually my mother's birth time. But she found out that if you look at the Mary Magdalene Gospel, 10 verse 23, verse 10:23 has to do with Mary Magdalene and the word anastasis, and the word anastasis in Greek means resurrection. Okay, it's so weird, you guys, because I was getting this message earlier this week. I was actually talking with one of my friends in here about that, and I asked them, do you remember how to activate your light body? I was like, why the F did I just ask that? A lot of the times things just come through and I'm like, why? But it's like still like, I guess, a conscious knowing at the same time, but subtly unconscious. So sometimes I'm like, why did that come through? But yet I'm like always knowing of the reasons why it comes through. Hey Jen, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I'm doing a collective reading. So yeah, so why would I be drawn to ask that question? You know, like, what's about to happen? You know, it's like, oh gosh. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm looking at these cards. My hair's stuck in my cards. I'm looking at these cards that flew out that are laying down right now. Janet, you're going to absolutely freak out. Drew, you're going to freak out. I'm trying to think who else would freak out. Probably Cosmic Oracles will freak out. Everyone's probably going to freak out. So I have the numbers 3, 2, 2. What is the significance of 3, 2, 2? This could be completely wrong, okay? But, however, I have been getting that it's not, and it actually has shown up in my life in many different ways. So there's a prominence here. Do you remember how to activate your light body? Yeah. Do you remember how to activate your light body? Yes. So what's the significance with 322? Supposedly, I'm going to say supposedly, March 22nd was supposedly Mary Magdalene's birthday, and it's supposedly the day that Jesus Christ rose from the cross. It's also the date of the vernal equinox, which coincides with, Janet knows, the globus cruciger, which is where the church in France, which completely aligns with the prime rose meridian line that goes down the center of the earth. It lights up the floor of, I think it's like the Rennes des Chateaux, but it's one of the churches in France that's like really well known. I know the name of it. I need to like literally find it though and write it down so I don't forget it again. But 223, yeah. So that's how it shows up in my life, because I've had many things happen on that date that are of huge significance as a palindrome and a mirror. Your birthday. Okay. This message, yeah. Welcome to the club. Just wait. Janet knows. Everyone knows. Okay. Hi, John. How are you doing? So, yeah. So, he just whistled and it distracted me. So it aligns with the prime rose meridian line. It lights up the floor of the church where it aligns with that Magdalene rose line. And the sun hits it, it lights up, it goes all the way up to Jesus on the cross, and it lights him up, and he's holding in his hand the globus cruciger, which is a clear sphere, which represents the earth, I believe. I could be wrong. A clear sphere with a golden cross on it, representing the vernal equinox where we're moving into light. Okay, and a lot of, I've learned that a lot of like, I don't want to offend anyone, but a lot of like Christianity has evolved from a sense of like paganism. But not only that, like, and I hate labels and things like that too, because I feel like a lot of things go and connect and are like in a symbiosis with each other. And I feel like one religion is just trying to pull like the best things from like this specific knowing and things like that. And a lot of religion has actually been, well, we all know like a lot of our history has been tampered with, but it's interesting because another significant thing with that was my grandma's birth time. It's always having to do with like birth times, or my grandma, not her birth time, it was actually the time she passed away was 10/10, and it was 10/10 on All Hallows Eve on Halloween. And her name is Rosemary. Both my grandma's names are Rosemary, and my middle name is Rose prime meridian line, blah, 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 blah. So like it's interesting, but yeah, that number is really significant. And right here we literally have blue Messiah, okay, and planetary shifts. And when I look at this, not only is it the Vesica Pisces, but it's also like the eye of the needle. You know, you hear the Masons talk about that. I like to like, I don't know. I research a lot, and I like to just like pull things that like actually connect and make sense to me. But I do believe like they're all connected. But here I'm getting like shifting, like it's a total shift. It's a total shift of the old world into the new world. And it's consciousness, it's activation, it's also like evolutionary knowing, evolution in and of itself. So yeah, Yeah, major sinks. And it is like a resurrection energy. Like if you think about this in the body form, like let's say this is Jesus, because this is Messiah. This is his body. He dies on the cross where it's all dark here, and then he shifts into a higher realm through his light body. Light body activated. Light body activated. Ascension, ascending. So I'm like, I'm out of breath. I'm getting a lot of energy. So, yeah, I'm gonna pull some more cards, but that's what I'm getting there. So it is like it's almost like a resurrection of self. I feel like is what we're going through, probably for a while. It's gonna be happening. So I used to have waking nightmares as a kid of those two circles. Oh, I'm sorry, John, to bring that vision back to you, but I'm transmuting that scariness for you. Squeezing through the eye of the needle like a walk-in. Yeah. I don't know. Have any of you ever had walk-ins? I'm just curious. What a walk-in is when you are aware that you are being rebirthed into a new frequency, basically. I guess is the simplest terms that I can put it. And you are aware that a new guide or a new being, or it's actually a version of your multidimensionality of your higher self coming in to let go of the mission that you were doing prior, and you're entering a new mission. So there could be a lot of walk-ins happening at this time, which is why maybe you're feeling the vibrations through your body, because you're like getting accustomed to a whole new frequency of yourself. Your son had a walk-in aged 8. A lot of people aren't comfortable like with talking about this or hearing this, and that's okay too. To each his own. If it's something that you feel you don't resonate with, it's not for you, that's okay. Totally changed personality, yeah. It'll do that. Like you'll feel like a totally different person. I had this happen. I'm trying to figure out the exact date, but it was, God, I think like 2 years ago. It was very interesting. I was sitting outside and I was just chilling. I was just relaxing. Like I had no intention of doing anything spiritual whatsoever. I just wanted to completely just zone out and just chill, outside. And a being, like this really cute yellow light being, really big eyes, like it was really cute. I actually drew it. It's on my Instagram, so I'll probably repost it again once I come across it. But it like popped in. It was like, hi. And I'm like, okay, like, hi, like, what's happening? And then it was like after it popped in, it was like I just knew that I had to go through this like rebirthal process, and I would like had the whole experience of the rebirthal, and it was like I was like born again into this world. It was so weird. Like I described it a while ago on my YouTube channel, and I'll have to find that video, but I've filmed so many videos that it's like a pain in the butt when I go back to find anything, but I'll try to find it where I spoke about it, because it was like right after it had happened, I made a video about it, because it was just so like so big of an event that happened. I was like, wow, this is crazy, but it felt really neat. It was, I don't know how else to describe it really, but anyways, I had the whole experience where I literally went through a birth canal and like rebirthed here. And it was like when I opened my eyes, it was like I was literally seeing the earth for the very first time. Though I had the recollection in knowing that I had been birthed prior and had that same knowing. So it was definitely like a huge like walk-in experience. And gosh, yeah, so that was just like a brief summary of what I went through. You had something similar happen to you too? Yeah. And if you've never had an experience like that, like that's okay too. Like actually it's just like to each his own, and like everyone's on different paths and things like that, so it's fine. But I am getting like we are really receiving a lot right now. So yes, Your guides all showed up in line up again this week. Wow, I love that. So you've been getting a lot this week too, then. I've been kind of like subtly asking my friends in DMs if they've been receiving a lot of activations this week. And it's okay, like, if you're not too, like, that's okay, because like I said, we're all on different paths and we're all kind of like growing, and it's like we have these levels of like ascension and descension like throughout different times of our life, so it's okay. Yeah, they want you to, ooh, okay, you're not alone. So if you were going through this like path of seclusion in order to prepare you what you're about to go into now, like, that's okay. Like, definitely okay. I feel like a lot of us have been in this like electric kind of like portal where we knew like we couldn't interact too much with the outside world, like we couldn't be around too many people. Like, a lot of us have been like really having to be alone to just kind of like receive, and it's like that, just like you may want to be around a lot of people, but it's like your guides know, like, no right now, because or prior, because you could be coming out of that now. But yeah, so we were all going through that, or a lot of us were. They want you to have fun playing with perspectives. This is something that I've started, I've always kind of done this, but like especially this week, like I've had so many new perspectives just like pop into my head, not only from like other people, but like just like my guides. Like, they'll just like pop in things in my head, and I'm like no one's gonna understand that. Like, and then they're like, talk about this, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about this, because like if I don't understand it now, how are other people going to understand it? But then at the same time, I don't want to be like a negative Nancy, or like being like, just because you don't understand it, Kim, doesn't mean other people won't understand. You know what I mean? So like, it's just kind of like surrendering into it all. Yeah, I'm getting rebirthal here. I'm also getting like becoming unbound from the perceptions of others. So a lot of starseeds are very strong empaths, and this was something that I was talking about earlier, but like, you cannot let the views, judgments, perspectives, or perceptions of other people keep you from your fullest expression, because it's not healthy. It's not like, and so use your best discernment with that, of course, but like I'm getting like, yeah, I'm getting coming out of persecution, going into like complete liberation. Like, you're not going to be feeling like you have to hold it back anymore. And you might still have these like past feelings come up where you feel like you do, but it's going to be something that you're kind of like pushed into, or like shoved into like some sort of like new position of expressing yourself, or just however it applies, whether it's like through your art, or through your readings, or through just like speaking. You're going to be kind of, yeah, the messenger. Yeah, the messenger. You're going to be the messenger. You're going to be teaching all the earth school lessons to all the golden children. So they want you to trust your path and know that you're also a divine mirror. So this is why you feel like you need to hold yourself back, because like, especially for me, like I trigger people all the time, and I hate it. I hate it. I used to like it. There was a part of me that used to like it, because it kind of like activated me, and it was like I was new to it, so it was like activating me too. But like, part of me didn't understand it to the level that I understand it now, and I'm like kind of like over that whole thing. Like, I don't want to have to do that, but I know it's in my blueprint and my energy to do so, because it happens all the time. But also, you are the mirror, so like it is a divine activation. It is a divine interaction. Yeah, we all do at times. Cosmic, yeah. So try to, what are they telling me to tell you all? Because that's like a great example of if you can trust yourself with your own inner alchemy, and the transmutational work that you do for others and the people all around you, trust that you are the one where it is originating from. So if you are the one that it's originating from, and you have this frequency of holding yourself back, know that you hold the power to transmute that better than anybody else on this earth. and in the cosmos. And it's basically just a program that we're learning to leave behind. And it's also an integral frequency of self-trust, and like really coming into trusting ourselves, and like trusting not only ourselves, but the connection that we have with our higher selves. And then knowing that like what we're delivering here is okay. Like you're safe to do that. Okay. This was on my mind so much the past 48 hours. Okay. Janet says, I've been asked to share and I'm overcoming the fear of judgment and persecution. Yeah, and it's a big one. It's a big one because for many reasons. And I have been noticing this come up a lot, not only in myself, but like a lot of people. So like, know that you're not alone if anyone's been experiencing that, because it is very normal, and it's because of what we've gone through in past lives. And it's also kind of like a program that we've been taught to believe while we're here to keep us from doing our full duties and our missions as starseeds and as expanders and triggerers and expressions of the new earth and frequencies that we're going into. So like, just know that that is completely normal. And the more you can trust yourself through even the smallest things, like for me right now is like, I did not want to go live. I didn't want to go live at all. And my guides were like, no, you have to. And I'm like, I'm tired. Like, it was like, I'm so tired. Like, I don't want to go live. And like, I don't want to annoy people. And like, I just feel like when I talk, I just annoy people. And they're like, no, like, that's a fucking program. Get over yourself, Ken. Like, shut the fuck up to yourself. But you need to talk to people. Like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, it's okay. Like, you know, you lost some, yeah. And remember, John, you had shared the one with me too, with Lemuria, and how I was scared to express and share my singing voice because of like what we had gone through, what had like happened. And so it's things like that, but it's also like, you have to just know that everything happened and played out for a reason. And it was all integral, and it was all easing you into like, if you could just see everything that God sees right now, and you could really pull yourself out of your mind that wants to understand everything, and just pull yourself out from that, okay? You would see every lifetime and every future line and every parallel line and every timeline, and you would see how every hurt and everything that you've gone through lifetime and lifetime has slowly eased you into the position that you're in now. And like, just really understanding that you're the prime force in this, and that you can trust yourself. Like, you do not have to feel these frequencies that the lower frequency forces want you to feel anymore. You have that choice to not have to play those games anymore. And I wouldn't even call it games, because it is quite serious, and it is like, it feels very real. But it is a program, and it is, it's not for no reason that you're feeling it either. I'm just trying to, I guess, make more light of it. I try to talk about things sensitively because I can tend to be kind of blunt. But, okay, they're saying like, trust your inner waters, your inner force, your inner light. Trust the words that come through. Trust our directions that we're showing you, because we're helping to lead the way for you. We're helping to lead the way for you. And in this, we are actually repaying back to you everything that it is that you always wanted. And you just have to like really understand as best as you can that this is why. Every death brought you to the ceiling. Yeah. Yep. The connections run across space and time all at once. Yeah. Lemuria, all for a reason, all connected, past, present, and future. Yeah. And time really is like timelessness. Like, time really is all happening all at once. And it's like, but it's also happened linearly too. So it's just like really getting out of our own way, really, and just like trusting where we're being led to go. and knowing that it's what we always wanted. And there's a sense in this that's like trying to crack you open more. It's trying to crack you open more to be able to let more of your light out, to be able to let more of your your inner expression show to the outer world. And it's not comfortable. It's not, but it's also like what you want, right? At the core of it, which is why there's such a resistance there. So interesting. It's like your guides are saying, I'm sorry this is painful for you right now, but this is literally everything you ever wanted. You wanted this freedom. You wanted this liberation, didn't you? So this is everything you've ever wanted and more. And no, we cannot disclose everything all at once because it wouldn't serve you. But this is why it's happening the way that it is. So, does anyone else feel resistance to effort towards work and having to strive to earn money? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I was actually just having this conversation today because technically, this is going to trigger a lot of people, but like, I talk about this a lot, but like, while we understand like we need money to live and survive right now, like it's also illusion. Because technically money doesn't exist. Technically money is a man-made up concept that lower frequency forces were using to control in an attempt to have full control reigns over everything. But if it doesn't exist, how is it still in operation today? Which is like what I was pondering upon today. Like if we all know this and we understand this at like the core essence of ourselves, how is it possible for it to still be a reality in our lives? And I feel like this is something that's not going to be there for much longer. And I'm not saying it's going to go into something else, because when I say that, people automatically assume it's going to go into something else, like cryptocurrency or something else, or like gold even, or silver. No, it's because it's an energetic expression that doesn't technically exist. It can't exist. You can't have control over a human soul no matter what you say or do. And they can think that they can, and they can try as hard as they want to, but that lie is being exposed now. And as much as we maybe don't want that, because it would be like very uncomforting at the same time, like everything is playing out as it's meant to be playing out right now. But I can tell you, like, it's not going to be in existence in the future. Yeah. I worked at banks too, John, my whole life. I started working as a babysitter. And then I did that for many years. I like babysat everyone in the neighborhood, basically. And then I worked at Pepperidge Farms for 3.5 years. And then I went into the banking system and I worked for Charter One when it was called Charter One and not Citizens, the Royal Bank of Scotland, RBS Citizens. It was just Charter One. And I worked there for like 6 years, and then I worked at Third Federal Savings and Loan. I worked in a lot of banks, and I transmuted a lot of things and a lot of people. And I know, because of like who I am and what I disturbed, of like the integration of why I was there and what I did, and through the people that I met that were managing the banks. And there was a lot of lower frequency people there, let me tell you. But there's also a lot of beautiful starseeds that I met in the process too. So I did a lot of transmutational work. I had a lot of like reptilians, like, and not all reptilians are bad either. There is like, we're evolving beyond that, but like there were a lot of lower frequency. It's not the people. That's the thing. Like, it's not, I had this conversation today too. Like, it's not the people. It's the demonic, it's the demonic attachments that inhabit the people, in an attempt to not lose this war, because it is a war. If you think it's not, you are fooled. But I had a few instances where I was in the presence of those entity filled individuals, even if it was just one entity. And like, it was definitely some form of reptilian something. And I feel like sometimes I hold an essence of like reptilian, but not in the way of where it's like negative agenda. Like, it's more like a shape-shifty energy in a way to be able to transmute the reptilian energy that's here now, that is like desperately attempting to keep the world from ascending. So anyways, so I was like in a conversation with my manager at the time. Do you guys hear the sirens going? Sirens, mermaid. That's my energy, is mermaid. I don't even say so much siren, it's mermaid. So what was I gonna say? Oh, so chameleon eating the bugs. I love bugs though. I'm also part insectoid. So I don't want to eat the bugs. But I guess if I had to survive, I would. But so what am I saying? Oh, so my manager at the time, like, she had the same I almost want to say like position, but like from the opposing force. And she tried every attempt that she could to like, hey girl, hey Agnes, to siren singing, yeah. She tried every attempt she could to like lower my frequency and like get me to hate her, but I just wouldn't. And I think it like pissed her off more. And but she we had an instance where it was so weird, you guys, and I literally don't know how to explain this, but it's only happened 2 times to me throughout my whole Starseed life. And I was in front of her and we were having a conversation, and she was, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, like step by step, but like she was basically critiquing like everything that I do. And I was just like sitting there like, okay, you know, just like taking it in. And then I was like sitting in front of her and like, hold on one second. Sorry, there's like a lot of like activity going on in my house. She was sitting in front of me and I looked her straight in the eyes and I was like, I love you. Yeah, I said that because she needed to hear it. And I was like, I love you. And I said, I love you like a child loves their mother, or a mother loves their child. And the weirdest thing happened. And like I said, I've only had this happen 2 times, but like her eyes, like she froze in time and her eyes like glazed over and she was like in absolute like shock, like she didn't know what to do. And like I knew in that very moment that I had transmuted her. In that very moment, I knew, because of the reaction that had happened and that had taken place. It's like my higher awareness knew exactly what had happened. And that only happened 2 times to me in very low frequency places and environments, by the way. And so it was the same occurrence the second time that it... What, sweetie? Okay, I'll be right there. Hold on, guys. You got your shoes? Okay. Sorry, guys. So I knew in that moment, like, what it was. My daughter needed me. I knew what it was in that moment. Like, And it was just wild. It was wild, but like not at the same time. Like I just totally understood. It was like such a reaction and such a, like almost like a frozen moment in time. Like it was a very like bizarre feeling, and it was like, it felt good though. Like it didn't feel bad. It felt good. Like that it's like, then I put into her knowing and awareness, like it's okay, you know, like, and that happened actually with a gentleman, later on in my life in a very low frequency environment. And so like, I know basically the power that we have to be able to transmute these forces that are opposing us. And it also goes to show that like anything in a potential of the opposite polaric frequency has the potential to be able to be transmuted. And that's why we're here. Sorry guys. I blab a lot, so 555, yes. I haven't seen that. And 2255, okay. Let's see. That could also be a 77 I'm seeing. Okay, holding my golden healer heart. Oh, that chipped. Aw. 555. Yeah, because I saw through it. Yeah. Oops. Well, lightning just literally appeared on the bedroom next to my son and I. Oh my God. It's so crazy that you said that, because Agnes just said Tesla, and my friend, Kaylin, she channeled that like I hold a very electric energy. I'm actually like an electric eel mermaid. And she said that I was one of the original seeders on the earth. So I'm like freaking ancient as fuck. But like, there's also a part of me that feels like I'm actually newer here. So I think it's like an immersion of both. Like, it's really weird. I don't know how to, I try my best to describe things, but like I am not the best at describing things. So I just do my best. She said, Agnes said, is lightning there? Wow. I love lightning too. I used to hate it. And you know what's so weird too, you guys? This was really weird. But like when I was little, when there would be like storms of wind or like really windy nights, like wind, I was like I could not sleep. I was terrified of the wind. I could not sleep. Like it affected me so much. And now I work with the wind all the time. I do aerokinesis, and it's like, it's wild. It's so wild. It's like the things that I'm drawn to don't even make sense. Like, because I have like little to no air in my chart. Like it's mostly water and fire, and it's mostly fire. Like most of my natal chart is like, my friend, I think Drew's still in here. No, he's not in here still, but my friend Drew, he does astro, and he was like helping me piece together things. But I have way more Aries in my chart and fire than I do even Pisces, but I am a triple Pisces. I'm Pisces sun and moon, and I am Sagittarius rising. But throughout my chart, I have way more placements of Aries than anything else. Little to no air, and like one placement of earth. So it's so weird that like I was afraid of wind. I work with air, but I have no air in my chart. Like it makes no sense. Like, like why? I don't know. Like you think I'd work either better with water because like my mermaidy stuff, or with fire because I hold more Aries in my chart. But like I connect with wind the most and the trees the most. It doesn't make sense. That's why you're drawn to it. Okay, filling the gaps. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Like learning it because I don't have a lot of it within my chart. Shifting perspectives. She's air. Yeah, Agnes is air. You're Aquarius, right? Aquarius. Becoming whole. And you have Pisces too, I think. You had told me. Okay. Hold on. What was that card? It was We Are the Hathors. But now I can't see it. If it pops out again, I'll read it. Okay, so this is kind of like a long channeling, but I like it. I like when my channelings are long. I
I don't know, I feel like I can express more or like activate more people through it. So I like it. You can affect all elements. Yeah. Oh yes, I've been chatting to trees all week. I love trees too, John. I love them. I connect with them. I have ever since I was little. I had this one tree behind my parents' house and like absolutely loved it. And then it got old and they had to get rid of it. They had to cut it down, and like that makes me really sad. But now, like living here, we have a tree in our yard. It's the magnolia tree, and Agnes knows all about it because I've told her about it. But yeah, it's a tree dedicated to Medusa, who and Sana, and I feel like Medusa's head like represents the sun and the sun rays, and also Mary Magdalene, Magnolia, and I've heard people talk about them two being referenced together, and it's very interesting. The Magnolia building was actually presented to me a long time ago from a dear friend of mine, and that actually introduced me into the world of Tartaria, which me and my friend Cosmic Oracles have talked about a lot. Okay, the card that just came out is trust. Like, trust the process. Trust what you're drawn to. Trust what you're drawn to. Trust the messages. Trust your frequency. Trust your voice. Trust your heart. Trust your vibration. Trust the path that you are on. Trust. New Medusa movie. Oh my God. Agnes is always getting synchronicities too. Cosmic is. John, yeah. They said the flute song I created, the tree I played it to, they said the song will echo through the eons. Chills everywhere. I truly believe that. Oh, I love that. I love that. Chills. Ta-da, there, helping all the ancestors. Yeah. Let's pull some more cards, you guys. How about this? This is getting fun. I love it. Okay. Are you guys having fun? I hope so. Let's see. I'm trying to like lighten things up too. I'm not doing the best job at it, but I know I can come across as like very serious. Seriously Syrian. No, but I can, like, I was having this conversation earlier with a friend who like, I hold a lot of like essences of star systems within me, but like a predominant one of mine is Arcturian. So like I can be like very, very serious at times, and people are like, whoa, like calm down. I'm like, sorry. It just pops in from time to time, usually most of the time, because it's like, I'm just like very serious about things. I don't know why. But I'm also like not at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, heart compass. Trust your heart. Trust where you're being led. Yes. Yes. A thing for Medusa. I love it. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things about archetypes that we're taught that are incorrect, but also correct. But I feel like Athena has a shadow, and her shadow is Medusa. I don't necessarily feel like, or you could look at that the opposite way too. It's just depending on what you feel, like what you connect to, right? Trust your inner vision as well. The Native Americans have been coming up a lot this week. Shape-shifting into animals is something that they do quite naturally, and I feel like a lot of you can do, on my chat right now, can do this too. Let's see what else. I'm going to keep this heart compass out. It's the number 13, so if that number resonates with you, that's cool. I want to see, where should I pull from? Oh, I'm going to do the Lemurian deck. What do you guys think? It's really magical. I really love this deck. So let's see. I'm making messes. Okay. Did you guys see that? Let's see what it was. Oh gosh. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I have to find this card. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's the Divine Feminine card. Divine Feminine. 13, my number, B-Day. Oh my god. Oh, that's awesome. Athena is the name of the Galactic Federation ship. Yes, I've been on Athena too. The ship. Yes. That doesn't surprise me that we have been on the ship. Oh yes, did you see my screaming goat deer video? No, I'll have to watch it. You'll have to send it to me, or I'll search for it. I love that. Receive your birthright. Receive your birthright. Unconditional love. Oh, so this is like really powerful. Receive your birthright. Your right to be here. If you weren't meant to be here at this time, then you wouldn't freaking be here. Your birthright is being here right now, and tap into receiving mode, because you are allowed to receive. Don't ever let anyone or anything tell you that you are not worthy of receiving all it is that you are. I love that. Let's pull another one. I'm also getting third eye, like a lot of third eye stuff. Oh, do you want me to show you this? Okay. I had drawn a light language. Oh, here it is, actually. I had drawn a light language, activation. And it's mermaid Mary codes and dolphin codes. And I was drawing this while listening to this like song. And so this is what came through. I'll post it on my Instagram too. It's probably hard to see right now, but you can pull this into your third eye. It'll be very activating. So I'll post this on my Instagram too. Yeah, I've been getting like a lot of things with dates in time too. So you could be like connecting with like different dates in time, and like dates meaning like years in time, like past time, even future dates, like, and just seeing how that kind of, what that represents for you, and kind of like what that means. Okay, let's see. It's a like a Reiki symbol, like a chakra symbol. Wow. Healing. There we go. Healing just popped out. Healing. Gentleness of love. Realignment. Transformation. Yeah. And see, I've been getting that kind of like energetic essence throughout this whole reading, like this whole realignment, like expansion, transformation, being realigned to something even more profound or more better suited for your level of consciousness at this time. Okay. And to help develop, you're being put in positions to help the collective even evolve their consciousness. So it might feel kind of like funky. I didn't want to drop it. I dropped it. Hold on, guys. You might be feeling kind of funky a little. Dolphins. I can't make it up. Dolphin codes. Dolphins. Yeah. It's just like higher caliber frequency, and also consciousness, and also brain activity. Because if you think about dolphins, like, they're very intelligent mammals, and so are we, but it's like we're connecting into their consciousness levels more and more. It's like they're an essence of our evolutionary process. I feel like dolphins and whales were a part of our ancestry. I've been told and pointed into the position that they are. It's why we're kind of like limited from spending a lot of time with the dolphins. Also, it's saying it's okay to play. Like, it's okay to play. It's okay to relax. They're saying smile again, share your flow. I love that message. I'm also getting, though, that it's like there's this level of intelligence that's coming in for you. It's a wisdom that you've known all throughout your entire essence of being on the earth this lifetime, and also prior lifetimes. I feel like this is something that's evolving even more, that you're like coming into express more. And it's like it's like you are merged with this intelligence now. It is very much so like a walk-in energy. If you resonate with that, Like if you feel like you can shift into animals and become them, or you feel like you're just drawn to like different kinds of animals, and you feel like the shifting of a walk-in was more so dolphin like, even more so than, and not to even separate them because dolphins are very much ET as well, but it's like this higher intelligence level is what I'm getting, that has recently stepped into your energetic body. Your first guide was the dolphin. Okay, they supported your integration into 3D. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm also getting dragon energy. It doesn't surprise me. Dragon energy. I'm also getting snake energy. What else? They're taking me to the number 986 on my cup. I just heard a beeping outside. September of the year of 86 could be significant. I'm trying to configure this in my mind because I was born in March of 86. So I would have only been 7 months old. I'll have to check my natal chart because I know something happened shortly after I was born. That's like a significant, some sort of alignment or something astrologically wise. But like, they're saying something significant about September and the year of 86. You saw your dolphin guide as a toddler. You remember them clearly. Wow. I love that. I used to want to be a marine biologist when I was little. I wanted to work with dolphins. Let me see what else we get. This is gonna be up on my YouTube channel as well as Instagram later, but look for postnatal eclipse. So that's my buddy Drew. He does astrology, so he knows postnatal eclipse. Okay. In the chart. What, baby?
The police they stopped, got out of the car, and gave me a tattoo.
Is there cops outside right now?
No, they're all gone, but one of them, they stopped and gave me a tattoo.
Wow, why were there cops outside?
Because they were transferring somebody, but when they were done, they waved at me and gave me a tattoo out of their car.
That's so cool. That was nice.
I'm going to put this on tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll put it in.
Angelic ones. I got. Hello. Angelic ones. Saying divine healing is upon you. Divine grace and divine guidance. Yes. So trust where you're being led. Yeah, this card is very activating. It's like, it's really activating me. Know yourself. Know yourself. I was talking about this earlier too. Know yourself. Meditate. Who am I? The veil is lifting and opening. Like, I feel like you're going to be coming into more of an awareness of who you are on all different kinds of like levels, and also energetic expressions of what that means. It's like the energetic expression of you is always constant, right? But it also evolves. And it's like you've come into a new evolved awareness of this. And so you're kind of like relearning yourself in a sense through this like rebirthal process is what I'm getting. So you're opening up more to this. So that's really cool. She's also like a gypsy woman, which is pretty neat. She's connecting with some sort of light energy, or maybe that's fire. Maybe I'm going to be connecting with fire. Maybe you're going to be connecting with fire more. My uncle from Canada recently died. I'm so sorry for your loss, and is now helping you as a guide. Yeah, and that's what happens a lot. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Interference. Sorry, I'm getting like energies. Hold on. Yeah, I keep hearing prime creator, and we have the creation card. Creation. And this is like the same, if you look, this is the same thing that she's holding in her hand. And I'm like, what the F is that? Like, do we know what that is? Is that eternal flame? Energy? Is that fire? Is it light? Do we know? Maybe it's like we can't ever fully understand ourselves, even though we are ourselves. Maybe it's not meant to be understood. It's just meant to be felt on some sort of energetic level of expression by honoring the creator and knowing that it's like all connected and fine. So this is also like understanding, okay, but also understanding like your unique expression and how it's different and how it's unique. This is also your flow of creation and your joyfulness. He was an herbalist in the 70s. There's something with the letter T. That was something that like came through when you said that, but it could also mean something else. So like, I didn't want to say, I like, sometimes I pick up things, sometimes I don't. And I could be wrong because like, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I've done like, it's a divine spark to hold the impossible in our hands. Okay, I love that. Yeah, because it really is though. It is. I love that. Yeah, it's this vision of unity consciousness. It's saying focus on the light. You have the right to see. Okay, because this is what I'm getting right now. I have done like mediumship stuff before, but it just kind of like pops in randomly, and I'm not the best at it because it is like a newer gift, I feel, but it's like also something that I've done for a very long time, I know. But for me on this lifetime, it's kind of like something that I'm shaky with because I don't know, it's very weird. I feel scared of it in a sense because I have no control over what is said or when it'll pop in. And I like having control. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the same thing like with your path. Like you like having control. Well, sometimes you have to surrender into it and just trust where you're being led. But it can feel scary because it's unknown. We are light codes. His name was Alistair. Okay. I was getting something with a T. I hold my divine spark at the start of my meditations. I'll have to look into what the T thing is. Because there's something with T. But I don't know what it means. Star connection. Athena. They showed me... Okay, hold on. Let me read this. Athena. They showed me every being connecting hearts, divine sparks into unity on Athena, on the ship. It's beautiful. Unique yet one. Yes. The T, like... makes the cross, but like what does the cross signify? The cross can mean like so many different things. The T is like also carved all over Lemuria, and I know that we have that Lemurian thing, so the past life trauma stuff. So it also means Tau. That's why the T was Tau. The T is the Southern Cross. It's actually the constellation that the ancient Lemurians would use once they were at the equator when they wanted to go south back towards their home. So they follow the cross, and that's why the T is carved all over Lemuria because it represents Tau, the Southern Cross. Is it Tau? Yeah, the Tau, the Southern Cross. It's called Crux. Crux. C-R-U-X is the constellation. My uncle is helping them on Athena integrate into 3D. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah. There's something there. There's something there with the T though. I feel like it's more so. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, so we have guidance from the stars, galactic self, unified field. So your uncle is a part of this. So that's amazing. Let me pull another card here. Oh, it flew out. Hold on. Let me get this one. Oh my gosh. They keep flying. They keep flying all over the place. Inner child attunement. Inner child. T represents a frequency also. Do you know which frequency it is? I'm like really intrigued now. Inner child attunement. Go within. It says listen. Go within, listen. This is also loving parenting. Okay? Like parenting your inner child. Going within, listening. Purity to your purity. This is also like the unicorn card. You are pure, open, spiritual eyes. Yeah, I feel like you do that. I feel like we do that just by being in our pure essence. And that's why it might trigger people. Because we're here to open spiritual eyes. And that's not always a comforting thing to have happen. And we're tapping into different ways to manifest as well. Different ways to manifest. Where do they want me to pull from this deck? Okay. Excalibur. I love that. Yeah, we have self-love and authenticity here. Yeah, your purity, authenticity, staying in your truth, staying in your frequency, not being afraid of doing that, okay? There's a lot of things that you offer just by being, okay? So it's like Spirit really wants you to know that. I think those are the last cards I'm going to pull because I feel like I've been on here for a while. And there was just like a lot that came through. But yeah, I feel like we got all the messages out. Spirit is saying we got all the messages out that we needed to, so that's good. Let's see. Purity. I love that. Also, the national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. That's right. That's crazy. 6:22 right now on my clock, which is the length of David Bowie's song called The Labyrinth. And creative spark. It starts at the center. It radiates outward. Okay, it starts within, radiates outward. I have this past life of the Scottish Camelot with Merlin and King. So crazy that you said that. Oh, GMK said 11:22. GMK, there's a movie. I've posted about it a few times. It's by Magnolia Pictures, which is the tree that's in my backyard. It's called Italian Studies, and in it, the girl pushes the button on the elevator and it says 11:22. Yes, sometimes it's huge to remember. Yeah. Let me see here. Scottish Camelot with Merlin and King Arthur. It's so crazy because that comes up a lot for me, is the King Arthur stuff and Merlin. And like, yeah, Sword in the Stone, like all that stuff. And I don't know exactly what that connection is. Like, I'm still kind of figuring that out. But 23 is such an amazing number. It really does mean resurrection. And you watched Labyrinth 2 weeks ago. That's amazing. Wow. I've actually never seen it, so I'll have to watch it. David Bowie keeps showing, yeah, he shows up within me a lot. Like videos of his will just like pop up. They connected something that was like Wizard of Oz, like the red shoes. And the Tin Man was even in that video too. So yeah, just a lot of connections. I'm also getting a lot of like fairy tales merging, like the stories actually coming into manifestation in real time. Like that's been happening a lot. Yeah, and just like remembering that there's a lot that we can learn from things that we believed weren't real. That like there's a lot of reality to them and how they're connected. So I love you guys. I'm gonna hi. I'm actually gonna jump off of here. I've been on for a long time, but I'll save the replay. Hopefully I marked it as saved to Instagram, and I'll also post it on my YouTube channel. So definitely check it out. I feel like this is a really good collective reading. I feel like I got out everything that I needed to. And yeah, just trust. Just keep going, guys, because you're doing awesome. Let me read this. Camelot is a hidden magic we do activated. Do you remember, Kim? I feel like I do. I just like, I want to understand more. I want to understand more because I know there's like more to that. And there's a lot of things that I get around that, but there's like just something to it. I'm sure I'll come across it more. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, just trust your inner vision, trust your inner spark, and trust where Creator is pushing you and showing you to go. And just go with it. I love you. Bye guys. Thank you.